Nigeria is in the third term of the All Progressives Congress. The party has been dribbling Nigeria since 2015 till date, a period of approximately 10 years, and Nigeria has only been going from bad to worse. Nothing has been improved. The war against the Boko Haram Muslim community started in 2009 by Umaru Musa, by the presidency of Umaru Musa Yar'Adua and Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan under the People's Democratic Party has continued unabated till date 2025, ravaging human lives and economic resources of Nigeria. Each regime has been up in arms against the community, but the war has persisted and unabated. Neither the Boko Haram Muslim community nor the rulers of Nigeria are ready to stop the war. When Boko Haram was ready, Nigeria rulers were not ready. Madam Sarah Jubril, as the political advisor to Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, wanted to stop it. The government and the Fulani Muslim imperialists resisted, and the war continued. When President Muhammadu Buhari came to power, the Boko Haram leaders stretched out olive branch, but Muhammadu Buhari insisted on continuing the war, and to that he added herdsmen terrorism. And his successor, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has been sustaining both the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community and the herdsmen terrorism. And to that, he added his own fuel subsidy removal of subsidy from basic necessities of life, including electricity and gas, even education. Instead, floating fraudulent, fraud-prone palliative schemes, sending money to indigent citizens, asking poor students to come and get loan, and rubbish like that. Schemes that nobody will ever ask him to account for are making Nigerians to be more economically miserable under severe insecurity. That means that since 2009 till date, Nigeria's rulers have been unable to engender peace and progress. In the good olden days, the military would have intervened to seize power and change the situation. That is the truth of the matter. But everybody raised a severe objection against military intervention. Chief Obafemi Awolowo differ. He called military intervention corrective regime. That was how he described military intervention, corrective regime. How can a country continue war against itself for more than 10 years? 2009 till date is more than 15 years. Or is it about 15 years or 16 years? And the rulers continue. Now, where we are going is not far. but the explanation is necessary. Now we want to examine two of the political gladiators itching to bring Nigeria a better lease of life as from 2027, to change the political atmosphere to something better. So the two of the gladiators that we want to examine in this video are the former president Atiku Abubakar and Mallam Nasir El-Rufai. What do they represent? What should we expect from them as political leaders of Nigeria? They have both served in very key, important positions. Let's start with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who was the former vice president to the former president Olusegun Obasanjo. Two things about him that needs very, very serious attention. In the first instance, after serving as the vice president to Olusegun Obasanjo, Atiku Abubakar ended up building a university in his own name. We know the amount of money that goes into that. So without asking whether Atiku Abubakar was corrupt or not, we know that Nigerians were left poor, even though the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo has not been beaten by any of his successors in terms of peace, in terms of economic progress. It was not El Dorado, but still better than his successors since 2007 till date. But looking at Obasanjo himself was not a saint, but he ensured peace and relative economic progress, including the National Health Insurance Scheme and regular increment of salaries for workers, among others. Some we add bringing in phone and the rest of it, but at least that there was peace and economic progress, undeniably. But as a person, we want to look at Atiku as a person because he remains a political gladiator, promising us a better 2027. How was he? So I'm pointing to the university in which he built after leaving office. That suggests corruption. Beyond that, Femi Fani-Kayode, who was aviation minister under the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo, told us that President Obasanjo was asked to fight and eradicate the Boko Haram Muslim community, but he refused because he did not see what was wrong with the Boko Haram community that was so peaceful and entitled to its community and association under the law of Nigeria, that he refused to attack them. And true to fact, Boko Haram did not make any headline throughout the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo, such a peaceful community. Beside the fact that the Boko Haram, that the community is protesting, is the albatross to Nigeria's development. Haram, even in the claim of fuel subsidy, is haram. And academic allowance claimed by the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, haram. Extortion of a percentage of each ASU members' monthly salary, haram. transferring funds to indigent citizens, haram. Things like that, impoverishing Nigeria and wrecking Nigeria, is what the community is talking about. But who are behind it? Christian and Islamic clerics, coupled with Nigeria's politicians and their children, who are professors in the university system and elsewhere in Nigeria. So, but Atiku Abubakar said recently he lied that, or well, in one sense, he exposed himself that he was the one who told Obasanjo to attack Boko Haram, to use the military generals to attack Boko Haram. He said that Obasanjo did and eradicated Boko Haram. If Obasanjo did and eradicated Boko Haram, what brought Boko Haram back? Under whose regime did Boko Haram come back? And why is it that Obasanjo could do it in 2002 alone, and his successors could not do it since 2007 till date? And what is the sin of Boko Haram that Atiku Abubakar should ask Obasanjo to eradicate the community? What is the sin of Boko Haram, other than accusing them of wrong approach to Islam, as if they are God who owns Islam, if Islam is owned by God anyway, and not by human predators pillaging people in the name of Islam. So, what has Atiku Abubakar got to offer in terms of corruption? There's no evidence to his financial innocence, but of his own mouth he confessed that he asked Obasanjo to attack Boko Haram. Femi Fani-Kayode said Obasanjo refused, and that is what we can testify to, because we don't hear any crisis with Boko Haram under Obasanjo. Now let's go to, very briefly, to Nasir El-Rufai, who has been in government since 1999 till 2023, when he ended his term as second-term governor of Kaduna State. He served earlier as the minister of the Federal Capital State of Abuja. So he has been in very key positions and played a major role in the All Progressive Congress since its ascendance in 2015. So what has he to offer? El-Rufai is known for two things. One, demolition of people's houses and shops without blinking. However beautiful, however fantastic, demolition. Whether as the minister of the Federal Capital Territory or as the governor of Kaduna State, demolition, he has no quarrel demolishing anything. However expensive. Secondly, because we don't want to go too far, he is known to be behind the northern Muslim insistence that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a Muslim, must pick another Muslim from the north to be his presidential running mate if he expected the northern Muslim to support him. So, what have Atiku Abubakar and Mallam Nasir El-Rufai to offer? But I said something, that as long as anybody is opposed to the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we should embrace the person. But we must be careful of what happens thereafter. We must be very careful. we must go back to Obasanjo, who did not wage any war against the Boko Haram Muslim community and did not allow herdsmen terrorism to degenerate to the level to which it was brought by the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari and now by the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The lopsided structure of Nigeria is being neglected. So no peace, no security, no economic buoyancy. What are we talking about? Since 2007 till date, under PDP and under the APC. So we have examined two of the political gladiators, and we see that going by their precedence, they have nothing to offer. Nothing. Even their current utterances. What are they up in arms for? But still, an enemy of my friend is my friend. That is the principle we must embrace in their respect, but we must be very careful.